Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at a message divinely planned for you to hear today. And to do this reading, I will be pulling out 3 cards from this deck. If you prefer to pick your piles, by the way, using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that down in the description box, which will take you straight to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your signs and find out in which of the piles they'll fall under. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile, this is also an option. You will find a timestamp for that down in the description box as well. Otherwise, let's take a look at what your cards are showing today. For pile number 1, you've got the card Assembling. For pile number 2, you've got the card Truth. And for pile number 3, you've got the card Power. As always, if you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the Malakite. For pile number 2, you've got the Opal. And for pile number 3, you've got the blue Goldstone in the shape of a heart. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's meant to take you to the messages that you are meant to hear. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, welcome, my dear soul family. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And in a moment, after the shuffling, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. All right, let's get straight into it. Whoops. For pile number 1, these will be the signs. For pile number 2, these will be the signs. And for pile number 3, these will be the signs. I'm noticing this year, throughout this year, Scorpio and Virgo come out together a lot. Maybe it's something astrological, I'm not sure. But anyways, let's take a look at the signs. For pile number 1, the signs are Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, as well as Pisces. For pile number 2, the signs are Scorpio, Virgo, Sagittarius, as well as Libra. And oh my God, aren't these signs right after each other? Libra. No, so sorry. First Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and then Sagittarius, right? This is very interesting. For pile number 3, the signs are Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, as well as Gemini. Okay. So, my dear soul, sorry, I was just like connecting the signs. It's very interesting in today's reading for sure. All right. So, these are the signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile using any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that. These are just different suggestions to make it easier for you to find your pile. And also the sun, moon, and rising are suggestions that I hear often from astrologers, and this is why I'm passing on the same suggestion. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in a moment, I'll be starting the section of the introduction where Spirit picks your pile for you. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile for you, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can have Spirit pick your pile for you. And the way I like to do this part of the introduction is to assign a different tarot card to each pile based on the numerology of the tarot cards. And so the Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And what I like to do is shuffle them around until one card grabs my attention, and that happens by either pulling out the card or passing on a card. So, my dear soul family, what is a message? I missed pulling out that card. What is your divine message that is planned for you to receive today? That is pile number 2. Right. So these were the different ways in which you can pick your pile in today's reading. My dear soul family, please feel free to follow your own way of picking your pile. These are just ways to make it easier to find your pile in today's reading and more enjoyable. And once you're ready, as always, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your timestamps and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at a message that is divinely planned for you to receive today. These are the decks that I'll be using. As always, if you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, oh, look at that. We've got 3. Wow, okay. Let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Malakite. Your significator card is the 45th I Ching with the keyword assembling. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, as well as Pisces. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to find their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it and see what is your message that is divinely planned for you to receive today. Okay. You've got be aware of inconspicuous, or is that isn't it inconspicuous? I could be wrong. Of unconscious assumptions. Be aware of unconscious assumptions. Very interesting. So on the other side it says assembling assumptions. Very close words. And how would they sound? And look at the vibration here. There's something about sound vibration is what I'm intuitively picking up. Assumptions, assembling. Assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. So sound and communicate, how you hear something is not necessarily the truth and what you think, what you're assuming that is maybe common sense for other people or must be known may not be known. Maybe it is your divine knowing of something, and it's not necessary that everyone understands this divine knowing. So just ideas that I'm picking up looking at these two cards. We're going to wait and see what they're going to show us in your reading. So you've got embrace self-compassion. You've got the Enneagram, prostitution, under the category of collective plague. So the keywords here are degrading behavior, depravity, scam, pimping, belittlement, as well as manipulation. Interesting card to pop out. You've got the Enneagram, rationalization, interesting, under the category of defense mechanism. So obviously rationalizing something, making sense of something. There's something around not assuming something, but making sense of it, taking the time to make sense of it. There's a need that must be fulfilled in the right way, perhaps. Embrace self-compassion. Also, don't judge yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Right? You also have the Enneagram planning. And one of the keywords that I noticed right away is escape routes. Right. They're guiding you to escape something. All right. So you've got the oracle card coffin. Leave something behind forever or something. And you've got house and rather be safe in another reality. Right. Very interesting cards, I must say. And you're meant to hear this now. You're meant to receive this right now. So let's see why and what this message actually is. So you've got the card Three of Cups, and I feel like these are versions of you. Okay, a handover or something. You've got crazy, exactly, the Justice card. This is a time where a higher version of yourself shall rise. Wow. Okay. You've got the Queen of Voices, the Queen of Swords, and again, the voices, the vibration. How you speak to yourself or what you say to yourself matters. It really matters. And finally, you've got the Three of Pentacles. It's like there seems to be a handover of yourself to your higher self, an in-between time, it seems, where you don't want to judge your old self in any way, shape, or form. Your older self or past self had to do what it had to do to survive. And so you want to be very compassionate about towards yourself as you're rationalizing things with the Queen of Swords and the rationalization cards. Are you like going through an evolution? It seems you are. You're going through an evolution at this point of your life. It's a very important point of your life, not only in the journey of this lifetime, but in the journey of your soul. A very important moment. You're cracking an old self open and a higher version of yourself is arising. There is sacred geometry, there's math, there's calculations, which is the true essence of everything. It's numbers, it is vibration, right? And so in order for this process to happen in the right way, for you to leave your older self and come into the new home, so to speak, in this body, in this earth, it seems like you want to plan it correctly. You want the process to happen correctly. And it first begins by being very compassionate with yourself, and how you speak to yourself and how you think about the past and planning the future absolutely matters. It matters at this point of time. How you think about the past and how you plan towards the future matters. Usually, the guidance is don't spend too much time in the past and don't live in the future, live in the now. While that is absolutely correct, that is not preventing you from thinking and rationalizing the past and rationalizing the future. In fact, this is very important. You just want to make sure that most of the time you are living in the now. So, right now is a defining moment, as I was saying. And how you go back and as you rationalize your past, and I'm wondering, perhaps this is part of your process, but I won't leave you there. I'm going to expand in the reading and find out. Like, actually, it makes sense. So, is this something that you will consciously be doing, find yourself doing, or is this guidance simply on how to do it correctly? Night of inspiration. You'll be inspired. You'll just find yourself naturally in this moment of time, making sense of the past, understanding why things happened, or gaining the learnings from the past, and you find yourself naturally planning a lot towards the future. So these are existing energies at the moment. It's like your past self is present with you right now. You are in the process of this evolution, and your future self energetically is also there with you. And how you collaborate at this moment of time is super important. As your past self energy is there, you don't want to shame it. You don't want to go, oh, you did this, you did that. How? Face palming. How did you do that? Oh, I'm so embarrassed with what you did. Or, why did you take that decision? We had to go through this harsh learning because of this decision. And anyway, like, you don't want to shame, is what I'm seeing. You don't want to shame or belittle the past self. And you want to be very, you want to use your imagination and be very open and not limit your future self, right? Very interesting reading. So, how you speak, the vibration matters. What did it say here again, very quickly? Oh, we agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. Don't assume things. Don't assume your future. Don't make assumptions about your future. Plan while leaving the space for making it open. And also, don't make assumptions about your past. Be grateful for the best that it could have done in the moment, given what it understood and how it felt and the circumstances that it was in, as much as it understood. All you want to do is, without judgment, plan for the future and understand the past, which it seems like with the Night of Inspiration, that is what you'll find yourself naturally due to the numbers that I'm seeing here with sacred geometry. It's just the nature of the energy right now. You'll find yourself analyzing things with the Queen of Swords, understanding your past and planning the future. So, Three of Pentacles is talking about how you want to collaborate in the best way for this to happen, for the evolution to happen in the best way, successfully. It's a critical time, and how you deal with this time absolutely matters. And how wide you can open to evolve, and the potential for what you can have in the future. So don't limit yourself, right? And if you know, I'll pull out the traditional Three of Pentacles card. there is a figure that shed lights on the two other figures standing at the bottom. So it makes me feel like the newly shaped you right now needs to enlighten both energies, both beings, parts of yourself. It's almost like an integration of the shadow into the light. So again, this is highlighting the fact that you right now and how you talk and speak about the future and the past matters. Let me show you the Three of Pentacles. So this is the traditional Three of Pentacles, the Rider-Waite-Smith, and you can see the figure that is standing on this higher plateau, shedding light and information to these two people, right? On something, showing these two people the way. So although it's a card of collaboration, there is a specific figure that is shedding light on something, showing the others something. And there's a leader here in the Three of Pentacles. And that leader is you right now in this moment. And how you bring light to these two energies matter. You're holding the light at the moment. Yes, it absolutely matters. Okay. I'm seeing the world that you are getting into is much more comfortable and luxurious in any way you can think of when we're speaking about a home. So that could be the comfort of your life, where you live, your body as well. The general comfort of your life. I do see you're moving from a tight space, dark space, even if there was a lot of beautiful light coming in, the the cracks in which you can receive this light was very limited. You it could have been pretty and decorated in many ways, right? But at the end of the day, for you, this experience felt quite dark and limiting in many ways. At least you will recognize how limiting it was when you enter this new world. There's a stark difference between your experience in your past life, in this life, and the future you are getting into. This is a very important time of, like I said, not just in this lifetime, in your soul life. Yeah, your whole life is about to change in a way I believe you may not be able to comprehend from your past experiences. Your past experiences may not have given you enough understanding to be able to fully imagine how good it's going to get. And therefore, it takes us to the second part of your reading. This is why it's so important not to imagine your world from the limited view of what you understand. That's not saying don't imagine. Absolutely not. It's just saying don't limit it. Just make it part of the experience. Always remind yourself, don't tell yourself things like, oh, if that just can happen, I would be happy. Don't put limitations on what your future could be like. You are an endless soul. And so don't use the older lingo of if that just could happen, or think that limiting thoughts like, oh, if I can be as healthy as I can at this age, who knows what's going to happen in your future. Couldn't it be possible in your future for you to look super young all your life? Who knows what's going to happen in the future? You see what I'm trying to say? So don't go, oh, I wish I would just be oh, I wish I would age gracefully. Hey, I hope. No. I'm not gonna use that same limitation. I'm just catching myself doing that. Hey, I'm not shaming anyone, or would have otherwise said, hey, don't say that, right? But looking into your reading, I'm starting to realize that this could be a limitation in itself. Just leave it open. Who knows? According to your possibility, Who knows? Maybe your body has the ability to do that. Why are you limiting it, right? Why are we limiting that? So, as per what we understood in the past, we would say that. But who knows? Maybe our bodies has much more potential that we don't know. All I'm trying to say here is exactly what I personally felt entrapped with as I was talking about correcting myself, being correct. But no, here's the thing. You don't want to go, oh, that's enough. Who, as per whose idea? Maybe you're unlimited. Maybe there's unlimited joy, right? So don't enough things. Don't humble things. Don't tiptoe. Dare to go, hey, show me the best timeline. Show me what the light has to offer. Show me the magic and don't limit it. Don't speak about your future with limitation is a very strong message coming through. Don't speak to your future self in the limitation of the old. Allow it to show you its magic. And so so imagine your future. That's absolutely, that's your magic in the now. Imagine your future, but also leave it open for it to show you the magic that it can show you. Imagine your imagination as a mere jump start, and the rocket's going to take you as it moves out of the stratosphere and the gravitational sphere. And I'm not a scientist, just if I'm saying anything scientifically wrong, please ignore it. And as you come out of the gravitational force, perhaps it just keeps on moving and moving, and it takes you far. And imagine your old ideas as the stratosphere, the resistance, and the gravity as trying to pull you back down again. And your imagination is the kick-starting force that takes you out of that, and then there's no resistance anymore, there's no gravity anymore. It just keeps on going and going, and the sky's the limit. The universe is endless. And so allow it to take you where it can take you, where the possibility, where the endlessness is. And imagine your imagination as only the jumpstart, only the beginning. That seems to be a very important message in your reading. If you catch yourself dreaming in the next few days oh, look at that. I'm so sorry. I'll get back to this point. Look at this mirror. 34, 43, they're both green. It's like a mirror. What you rationalize now will be mirrored in your future. Crazy. So be careful how you speak is the message. Oh, and remember when I'm going to write this down. When I thought of inconspicuous, I'm going to write this word and come back and finish this thought here. Right. So as we were saying, let your imagination be the jumpstart, because the future here for you is full of luxuries and a beautiful life that you can't see. Your eyes haven't yet been trained to see it. You know how they say in past civilizations they couldn't see the color blue? It wasn't even in the vocab of the past civilizations. As I watched in a documentary, actually several documentaries, it wasn't until the ancient Egyptians, as they think, crushed the lapis lazuli into the blue powder, and then they called it blue. Before, it wasn't called blue, it was under the category of a shade of green. Some others would put it under the shade of black, like a lighter shade of black or a form of black. And it wasn't until the eyes got trained to see that particular color that we started seeing it. And it's the same. They in the documentary that I was watching, they found an indigenous tribe that had names for particular types of colors of green. And if we looked at the greens on, it's funny, it's the green. If we looked at these shades of green as the documentary showed, I think it wasn't a documentary, I think it was in the Y files on YouTube that I saw that before. a long time ago, that if you looked and it was presented on the screen, all these greens, they genuinely looked exactly the same. I mean, exactly, I'm not exaggerating. But for these tribes, they were able to clearly see the different, clearly see the different shades. And similarly, when they presented another tribe that didn't have a name for the color blue, and again they put the colors next to each other, and we can see the blue, like, hello, these are green and this is blue, you can clearly see it. They couldn't, and although it was like one square blue, all green, they couldn't see it. And so there's something about when we don't know what we don't know, we don't see it and we don't recognize it. In fact, this reminds me of the reticular activation system in our mind, the RAS. It's called the RAS, RAS, reticular activation system. And it shows just that. When, for example, you didn't know a particular word and you learn about it, suddenly you start hearing it everywhere. Everybody's using it. And you're like, wow, why is everyone suddenly using this word? Or when you learn about a particular car, like you didn't know about, suddenly it's flooding the streets, you can see it everywhere. I don't know, a song you didn't know about, suddenly it's everywhere. And all I'm trying to say here when it comes to your future is exactly the same we are pulling out from the symbolism in the cards, in my opinion, of the language. That's why the vibration, the language you use about your future will limit it. It won't allow you to see it. So use the language to jumpstart, but be very open to knowing that there is so much more, so that you don't limit your future energy from the energy of the past, passing it on to the now and the future. You see, you're at a very important time. And so, how you handle the communication between the two is so important. You're the middle one here. And you want to communicate, because that's important, of course, but you want to, the vibration should not be through a limited lens, because everything is connected. Everything is intertwined and connected. So at least we fully understand how you are guided to think about the future. Of course, imagine that's your superpower, but always tell yourself, who knows what's more? I'm open. Always remind yourself as you're imagining, I'm open, just like the snake, of different ways that the route can shift and turn. I'm not going to limit myself. I'm not going to panic as the route shifts and turns. I'm going to be open to seeing more. And I'm going to stay in my calm to see the possibility of the energy. You know how was when we sometimes hold on to something because we think it's the only way it can give us what we want, only to learn that there are much wider and bigger and better ways. And that are aha moments that happen when we speak to experts. You can see someone telling you, why are you doing it like that? Don't you know that you're limiting yourself? Let go of that. The best way is to do that. And you're like, oh, okay, interesting. Like you'd see an expert telling you, don't make don't write goals, write systems. For example, that's one of the eye-opening ones, because when you create a system, you find yourself automatically in the knowing of how to do it, and you find yourself with the goal being broken down, and you know exactly what to do, and so you're not hindered. So write systems and not goals is an example of that. So all I'm trying to say is, for the future, use your imagination to kickstart, but always remind yourself to say, I'm open to the reroutes. I'm open to veering off course. If you can see it's divinely happening, I'm not going to panic. I'm going to stay in the calm. I'm going to allow the energy to show me what it wants to show me. It's like your future self is going to hold you by the hand and although you have your eyes closed, you're going to trust the process. If you are taking yourself, so obviously you're not, you don't have another agenda towards yourself. It's like your future self is taking you towards what you want. Allow it to do that. Okay, so that's the future. Going to the past and how you communicate with your past is the most important, because the vibration is so strong here, so potent, and it has all of these energy stored, and it's so important how you let it affect the future. And so you want to let it affect the future lightly. Where did I read light here? Lightly. Or maybe I was just saying light, light. Okay, so the more compassionate you are with yourself, which is exactly what the cards are showing when you think about your future, that is like almost the correct filter, or the filter you're guided to, the vibration, not the filter, the vibration you're guided to be in when communicating with your past self. Because you will, just like the night of inspiration that we saw in the beginning of the reading, when I asked, is this going to happen, or are you going to, like, are you guided to do that? So you'll find yourself naturally, because you are transcending, thinking a lot about the past, because it is a moment of true learning, getting the feedback, closing up the old chapter correctly, and learning from all the endless energies that you've gone through. And you want to grasp these energies in the right way. And so the best way to communicate with your past self energy is through compassion. Anything that you find yourself thinking about that you've done in the past, the best way to learn from it is through compassion. And because otherwise you'll veer off course from the learning, and you'll start falling into the old trap of low vibration. And so you want to hold yourself, past self, with so much compassion, getting the learning, but never shaming it, never blaming it. What else is a lower vibration? Never experiencing the fear again, uh, using the fear of the past to projecting it into the future. You don't want to go through these fears again. And the more you are in your compassionate energy of going, hey, imagine your past self as a real person, because it is an energy, and going, hey, don't be scared, like, nurture it. Don't be afraid. It's okay. Whatever happened for a reason. We're growing now. We're transcending. We've learned a lot. Tell me, what have you learned from this experience? And hold it with so much love and gratitude. Don't shame it. Comfort it. Tell it, hey, we've done the best what we understood and could do and felt back then. Hey, I'm a more healed version of yourself, and we're healing even more. So hey, I'm holding you. I'm holding that space for you to do whatever you needed to do at that time. I'm not ever going to shame you. You're my friend. I love you. And you hear what your past self has learned. It's so vibrating with compassion is the best way to communicate with your past self, because it will, again, with the Queen of Swords, give you it is the key. It is the key. Experience is the key to the future. You can't, just like the Empress, you got to be rooted in order for you to go up like a tree, and in a solid way, right? That's the nutrition that you need to go up. And so your past self is very important, very essential. It is the grounding, the roots to the up. It is the foundation to everything else in moving forward in your soul journey. Oh my God, and look at the roots here as we were talking. I know it's the branches of the tree, but it instantly reminds me of the roots we were discussing. So it is your roots, and you want to have healthy roots. You want the soil to be healthy. You don't want to leave that past self in shame, making the soil depleted as you move upwards. And that's why, again, it's essential to communicate with your past self kindly, with compassion, giving it that healthy ground to feel safe and to be stable for you to grow. And so, yeah, it's very clear. You're now leaving the energy of the past self, and you want to leave it with so much love and compassion and gratitude, and the lessons, which is exactly what it was serving you with. The lessons are very important with the Queen of Swords. You want to rationalize your past. Well, don't assume. um, yeah, assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time. It's like there are so many things that happened. It caused you to have some assumptions, maybe limiting beliefs, that were the very things that could have led you to do the things that you have done in the past, which are giving you the lessons of today. And so now is a critical time to rationalize. When you get a memory pop up in your head, don't relive it and suffer from this memory, but you want to go, oh, good opportunity, thank you for showing up. You're showing up for a reason. I mean, how many times are your memory is going to show up trying to give you a message? And so this time you're going to go, hey, 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 with compassion, come here, tell me what message you really want to deliver to me. That happened, this happened, it taught me this, it's teaching me this. Let's rationalize it calmly. What was it showing me? What did it mean? Don't let it be fleeting. Take the time to properly rationalize it without emotion. That's the idea of the Queen of Swords. She's known to detach fully from emotions in order to fully learn about the facts. So whether these emotions are favorable, it's not going to sway the facts to something in another direction simply because you're enjoying the thought. Or it's not going to veer you off course again because you're afraid and it's a negative emotion. And so you don't think about it or properly rationalize it correctly. You see what I'm trying to say? And so the Queen of Swords, just like what AI would do, it would tell you, or at least what it's supposed to do. And I'm saying that because I've been seeing online that AI trains. Okay, let's not veer, of course. Go back to the point. So, just like AI, it would uh, analyze the information and tell you the fact. And you want to do something close to that. You don't want to put your emotions, which could be your limitations at the moment, as you rationalize the past. And you want to just simply be honest and truthful with yourself without shaming, but with compassion, which is the highest vibration. This is the emotional state you want to be in order to rationalize. And you want to think, okay, so maybe I didn't do that right because I didn't understand about that. Now I know better. Or maybe that happened because this person was in that state. Next time when that happened, I'll know how to deal with this, and so on, with this situation, with this person, whatever it is. So yes, you'll be getting like flashbacks, memories of the past. Hold them with care, don't push them, and think of them rationally. Always making sure you're compassionate. Oh, final message here. Also, before we get that, oh yeah, inconspicuous. You're not seeing. This process of evolution or transcendence is gonna be so seamless as you shift from one timeline to another. It's gonna be so seamless. You think you're gonna wake up the next morning and go, ta-da-da-da, ta-da, I see the new timeline. It's gonna be so seamless. Yes, your life is gonna be changing in amazing ways, but it's gonna be so seamless. And so think of it as like, when you have a wound, a scratch or a big wound, and day by day it just keeps improving little by little, little by little. And then every once in a few days you go, oh, it just got smaller. It didn't just get smaller, it was getting smaller and smaller all along. So that's how with inconspicuous, in my idea, the transition is going to happen in your life right now. Yesterday to you might look like the tomorrow, but as the days go by, you're going to look back and go, hey, things are changing. And so it's seamless, but it's also massive. my dear pile number one. Yeah, that's exactly what I see as your divine planned message that you're meant to receive today. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number one, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at a message that is divinely planned for you to receive today. Pile number one was so interesting. I can't wait to see what you have. These are the decks that I'll be using in your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, as always, you'll find that I list them below in the description box for you guys. Okay, so very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Opal. Your significator card is the I Ching number 61, hexagram number 61, with the keyword truth. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Scorpio, Virgo, Sagittarius, as well as Libra. Welcome to reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, so let's get straight into it and take a look at your oracle cards. You've got false person. So you've got truth and false. Very interesting. Okay. You've got the Enneagram, Mythomania, under the category of mental tendency with the keywords imagination, conspiracy, trickery, hypocrisy, storyteller, as well as workaholic. I'm not sure I'm aware of Mythomania. Let me check that. Okay, so it says an abnormal or pathological tendency to exaggerate or tell lies. Isn't this interesting? Lying, false person, and truth? Like the synchronicity is genuinely mind blowing. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Aha, and so it tells you learn to ask questions. It's almost like don't believe things. Maybe someone will find out don't believe things for their face value. You want to dig deeper. It's almost like be intelligent. Don't just believe things. Question, investigate, think, dig deeper into things. I don't know why you're getting that right now. It's planned for you to receive this now. Let's see why you're divinely meant to receive it today. So it was planned. Imagine, like the message that I channeled, that it's planned for you to receive it today. So let's see. It is always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as you can be. So the point here is to make sure you fully understand something. Don't assume and don't leave things that you don't understand. Make sure you fully understand things. Once you hear the answer to a question, you won't have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. Like the synchronicity is crazy. Like it really is crazy. 2 cards talking about the truth here, 2 cards talking about how there are lies. Now I'm so encouraged to look at the hexagram. Should I look at that now? But I'm curious about this card. So let's do that first. Bring the exile home. Again, there is someone listening, but this time they're listening intuitively. Also, there's water that's reflecting the scenery. So it's almost like listen to your intuition. Be free to think with the birds next to the mind. Be free to think. Also listen attentively to your intuition, it's telling you something. It's keeping you safe with the home. Wow. Crazy. Right. Look at the hexagram first, because I know it's gonna it's like gonna be, yeah, it's exactly like the card is saying. Listen to the intuition. So we're listening to that intuitive hint to look at your hexagram. Faith within. Ooh, wow. A heart open to truth. Guys, is this not crazy? Wow. Okay, so let's see what it says. A sage deliberates on the transgressions of humankind, yet delays in judgment of others. Do not rush to punish. Gain a deep understanding of why the transgressor acted. Wow. To be superior in strength is to show mildness in punishment. Fellowship is not in itself noble. Thieves and bandits have fellowship, but such bonds can be broken. Faith is more important for peace and solidarity. There is a certain affinity between the oracle and you. Petition to the gods. Wow. Also, just an intuitive hit, it says pay attention to detail. I know it's not your hexagram, but it caught my attention. Okay, I'm so curious to see what this is all about. So you've got judgment. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Oh my God. We were just reading about not judging, but also assessing the situation correctly. Crazy. Okay. So you've got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles. You've got a lot of sevens. I paused because I saw a 7 there. 6 plus 1 is 7. So a lot of sevens. Knight of Pentacles. 2 of Cups. Yeah, I think we can fit one more card for sure. And you've got the 4 of Pentacles. Something about having love for others, but at the same time having something solid with the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. So, why are you getting that? There is someone lying here, and we don't want to judge. We are not calling this person off. That's very important in your reading. It's almost like differentiating between the soul and the action. This reading is not here, and it's teaching you, in fact, not to call people off and to discern between understanding the truth of things, having something solid with the 4s, 4 of Pentacles, the solid truth in that case, and not getting into a low vibration and hating a soul for what they've done. If we look at mythomania, it is speaking about a mental illness at the end of the day, right? And so we've learned in our day and age not to judge people, to have compassion for them, but at the same time, that does not mean to sway in the other direction and to leave the wrong happen because it is a mental illness. You have to have balance here, or proper judgment of assessing the situation correctly, finding the truth, but at the same time not judging. Right. This is leading to ascension and alchemy with the Two of Cups. It's like the right way to assess truth. And it seems to be a very important thing in your life. You know, I'm just going to trust the reading. You're meant to receive it today, right now. So perhaps you have a hinge. Is it called a hinge? Hunch. You have a hunch, maybe, that someone is lying to you. And it could be, you know, I'll tell you what it could be, because I think I just channeled something here. So you could have a hunch about someone lying to you. And if that is the case, your reading is telling you to investigate, investigate, investigate. But it could be, you know, someone in your life, actually, and it could be on a bigger scale. That's what I wanted to say, like a manager, or someone who has some form of it could be in your work with the Four of Pentacles. It could be political. It could be news with the Judgment. That's also another thing, by the way. So take it how it resonates. There is someone here lying, and we're not judging this person. We're judging the action. There are lies here, and it's very important, because with the waves here, these lies, if you don't traverse them properly, just like the ocean, can betray you, it can drown you. So you want to be very careful these days with how you deal with the information that you are receiving. And you don't want to get lost in hating the person or the people, who knows at what scale, country even, or whatever, that is making these lies. You don't want to fall and trap to the hating your reading is showing you. You just want to be fully aware of the facts, so that you are stable with the Four of Pentacles. You traverse your way stable. You want to take things slow. Look at that. Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. What's in common here? Patience, slow. You don't want to rush to conclusions. You don't want to be super emotional. You want to be grounded with the Pentacles. Because somehow, something about these lies, if transmuted correctly, can lead you to your awakening and finding your power. So it's kind of like these lies are coming in as actually a gift. Like someone doing something and they think they're taking something from you, only for them to drop the key for what you are looking for right under your feet. And so if you're not emotional, you'll be able to assess the situation calmly, and you'll be able to have the chance to look down and go, oh, key, thank you so much. And maybe that burglar won't matter anymore, because you have the key to something much bigger, and you're like, yeah, sure, you can take everything, goodbye. and you take the key to wherever you want it to go. You know, this reminds me, actually, I took a pause because I just remembered a short I saw on YouTube. I told you about this short before because it was so funny and so liberating, to be honest. It was such, like, it was supposed to move in a dark direction, but it was so liberating. I don't know what it did for me when I think maybe for many people, it was just so satisfying in how liberating it was. It almost felt like, gosh, if I can do that. There was this short on YouTube that depicted a person who was getting fired. The scene started with this cartoon of a person being fired. And the manager was like, don't you want to know why you're getting fired? And the figure is like, no, actually, I don't know. I don't want to know why I'm getting fired. I just want to go. Okay, bye. And the manager's like, hey, wait. I mean, just listen, let's discuss things. Are you sure you want to leave your job? Let's just discuss this. And this person's like, I'm leaving this job. And he goes, I'm fired. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I don't want to know. So he leaves that job in a really powerful way. And next, there's a burglar. That's why I remembered this short. There's a burglar who has, and we can't say this word on YouTube anymore, so he has a pew pew, right? And he tells him to give him the keys to the car. Give me the keys. And he's like, hold up, take the car. Can I just get my snack from the car? And the burglar is like, what? He's like, yeah, take the car, enjoy it. I just want the snack. Can I kindly have my snack from the car? That's all I want. So the burglar gives him his snack from the car, and he's like, thank you so much, appreciate it. So the burglar suddenly feels bad. He's like, hey, can I at least give you a ride back home? And the guy's like, no, enjoy it, it's fine, thank you for the snack though. And he leaves. So he goes back home and he finds his partner in bed cheating with someone else. And they both get up from the bed and they're like, you're misunderstanding this. Let me explain. And he's like, I don't want to understand this. And he opens the fridge and he's like, is there anything nice to eat? And they're both like, what? And he's like, oh, come on. Did you just give the leftovers? Did you just eat the leftovers or something like that? And they're like, wait, I can explain. And he says to this person, can you just get out of here? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. He gets out of the apartment. And then the partner, as far as I remember, starts giving excuses. And he's like, you know what? Given what just happened, I don't want to discuss this. I just want you to go. Can you do that? And the partner's like, yeah, and takes their stuff and they leave. And they're like, what am I going to have for dinner? And I'm like, wow, this person just got betrayed. They got their car stolen. They just got fired. And they're like so calm. They're thinking of what they can enjoy to eat. And to them, they just got liberated from a job they don't like. They just lost the car. As I've understood, that wasn't working or something or whatever. They don't care. They don't care about anything. And they're looking forward to their next nice meal. And now that I told you this, where were we? I'll pick it up. Oh yes, the burglar that had the key fall. So back to the other analogy, I want to say that sometimes some things happen and they may seem really bad. Like, why would these people lie? Why would this person lie? Oh my God. But you realize that they just gave you the clue to something far better and far more important, at least in your situation. They're dropping a truth bomb here. And if you have a clear mind here and you're calm, you're going to be able to pick up a key to something far better, because the judgment card is a major arcana and it talks about a rise, a massive rise. If you are calm enough and you investigate and learn the truth, because otherwise you'll fall entrapped to, but why did you say this? But why did you do this? And you'll just get caught up in a web of lies that you'll get entrapped in. But if you are calm enough and patient to investigate, not to try to emotionally find out what the soul was trying to do here, so that you can love it again or hate it, you want to take that out and you want to instead learn the truth. Ask is what your reading is saying. Continue to ask and investigate. Take your time to investigate and learn and find the truth, because it's almost like a portal, an opportunity for you to leave a form of entrapment altogether, all these challenges, all of it, and get into something better. It's almost like, for example, a manager dropping a truth bomb that if you're calm enough, you're going to hear it. So the manager you would catch the manager lying, and instead of like trying to find the truth because you don't want to find yourself in a reality where the manager just lied about a bonus or something. Instead, you're reading and saying, be calm in this situation, and you will notice that your manager is saying something as you're investigating that's far more important than this bonus. And so let's say the manager is saying to you, oh, come on, Fred. Oh, come on, Lisa. You know that you're not going to get, that it wasn't going to make sense for you to take the bonus given what's happening in the market. And instead of getting lost in the web of lies, you ask, yeah, what happened in the market? I would like to know. Yeah, I'm very interested to know what happened in the market. Then your manager tries to call you off to make you feel bad. What? Don't you read the news? Don't take the shame. Go, actually, I would like to learn from you. What are you referring to? And maybe you can show me something. Well, there's a plunge in the market. The stocks are falling. There's chaos. So you ask questions. Right. But as per our sales, interestingly enough, it's been increasing exponentially. So what's going on? Ugh, you're starting to sound ignorant. So shaming again. You don't take it and you go, please educate me. I would love to know. Well, they had to invest in stocks. Our stocks? They had to invest in our stocks? You mean to save the value of our stocks? Because actually, our stocks are doing great. And I'm just making this up, by the way. So it may not make sense. I'm just trying to show you what I mean here. And the manager says, no, not in our stocks, obviously, in other stocks. They're investing in other stocks, and the manager's like, oh, I can't take this conversation. Why are they investing in the stocks that are falling and not in their own stocks? The better to make market connections, my friend. And you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. Make market connections? Yeah, I mean, it's a critical time and you don't understand these things, but market connections are important. It's what gets the business going. And suddenly you're like, this is not making sense. So maybe you Google, maybe you talk to a friend or an expert or something, and they tell you, oh, well, when the market is falling, please don't take any of what I'm saying as financial facts. I'm not a financial expert, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. Genuinely, right now, it's like for entertainment purposes, and always it's for entertainment purposes. So that friend says, when the market's falling, it's a great opportunity to buy because it always goes back up again, and it's like the cheapest time to buy the stocks, and it makes everybody richer. So you're like, you're investigating here, you're asking questions, you've listened to your gut that something wasn't right in this conversation, you've dared to question to find the truth. And so now you're like, well, if the company is investing in particular stocks, then if I follow lead, perhaps I can use the same strategy. Maybe I don't have the money to spend on this type of expertise, but maybe I can follow what they're doing and gain wealth myself. Again, I made that disclaimer. So you go to, I don't think HR would give you this information, but I don't know, like a financial expert in the company, and you're like, oh, I'm so rooting for the company, I'm so proud of us. What kind of stocks did we recently invest in? And in that conversation, that expert tells you, oh, we've invested in this stock and in that stock. I think that's going to be like winning. And since they see that you know what you're talking about, perhaps they thought you already know. So they tell you, oh yeah, we've invested in this, we've invested in that. So another piece of information in your investigation. And you're like, oh, very interesting. Why did they particularly invest in these? Because this one is this, because that one is this, and so on. Oh, thank you so much. So you take this information and you just have the key right now. Maybe you didn't get your bonus, but this person just dropped a key very loud. you pick up this key and you go, right, I'm not going to invest in these because these are not aligned with my personal goals. Like, it would make sense for the company, but these, they make sense for me to invest in. So you too take out your savings and you invest in these particular stocks. And whoa, up you go. Let's say this, you're taking things patiently. Things are taking their time. Who knows, 4 months or something, 4 years, who knows. And then wham, up the market goes and you make a fortune. And let's say you rise so much that you're financially free. You no longer have to do something that you are not in alignment with, or you don't love, or whatever. And so in that way, your reading is divinely planned for you to receive today, because it is showing you that there will be a lot of lies coming up, and you are guided not to fall victim to the emotions of these lies. Don't try to investigate why to make yourself feel better. You want to investigate to genuinely find the truth, because embedded in these web of lies is a huge truth, an awakening that will make you think, oh my God, all of this doesn't matter at all. Like, go ahead, do your thing. There's something far, far bigger and better. Like, don't get entrapped into the little bit, because sometimes when you get out of it completely, you can swipe it all and throw it in the trash. But when you're in it, you can't do that. You see what I'm trying to say? So don't get stuck in it. Listen to your intuition. Continue to ask questions and seek for the truth. And the key here, without judging souls, because that is what will entrap you into the web of lies. You always want to speak in this manner. I'm trying to find the truth. I'm not trying to judge this soul, but I want to understand the actions. Why? Always think in terms of action and not people. Why are these actions happening? This will allow you to think of things better. Why are these actions happening? It will instantly put you on the higher plateau, on an advantage of overlooking what's happening and thus beating it. And so don't ask, why is X or Y saying that? You want to ask, why are these lies happening? What are they hiding? What is the truth is what you want to keep your eyes on. It doesn't matter. What is the truth? Even if the truth might be something you didn't want to hear when you're investigating. Maybe you wanted to prove someone wrong, you wanted to prove something right. Forget about all of that. Continue to genuinely seek the truth. Because if you do that successfully, all of this won't matter. And it's going to take time. So take your time to investigate it. You won't have the answer right away, but one end will lead to another. And if you are stable and calm, you will collect the needed truth. The computer, the pen, you will take the notes, you will understand, you will have a strong foundation of what's happening. And it won't matter anymore, because it will open up your eyes to something better. And that's the transmutation of the current energy that you are in. It doesn't matter if it's scary, if it's full of lies, if it's malicious, if it is there to do something, making you think that you're entrapped even more, just like the woman who's not getting her bonus that she wanted for something. But instead, opening up your eyes to leaving all of that, doesn't matter. When you realize that you can use, in that particular example, your saving to get yourself completely out of the situation, completely, like all of this won't, like Mr. I don't know, Mr. Mark won't matter anymore, or your manager, I don't know, Dave won't matter anymore, or I don't know, Dan won't matter anymore. None of all of this will matter, because you're getting out of this whole thing. Maybe you're helping also others with you. You could be an inspiration, or maybe you're gonna communicate it to others. But for now, you want to look out for the truth, because this is your way to transmute this energy properly. Within it is embedded a fabulous truth. That's why I've got truth and truth that you're meant to discover. And if you don't judge the soul, you'll be able to take the good time to, just like in our analogy, look down and look at a key. Go, oh, because you're calm, you're investigating. You're not going, oh, don't do this, don't do that. You're standing calm, you're investigating the burglar, the environment. You look down and you find, and this is why you had the opportunity to find the key, the truth. It will take you, your reading is saying, out of all of that. You're rising into something much higher, much better. And once you're out, none of this is gonna matter. So don't get in it like it's gonna end, the truth will be exposed. So don't get yourself entrapped. That's exactly what this person wants. Don't get yourself entrapped in that. Pick up the truth, investigate, listen to your gut. What is it telling you? Until you find the truth, and it shall liberate you, even if it will take its time. But at least during that time, you're like, I'm winning. I know I'm getting there. It's just a matter of time before I'm completely out. And so the liberation will be in the moment, because although you're not completely out yet, just like the short that I was telling you about, but this person seems to have a peace in their heart. Maybe they have a plan. Maybe they were like, I knew my partner was cheating, this car wasn't working, this job wasn't right, I wanted to have different plans anyways. And maybe because they found out the truths and thought about things well before all of this happened, they're like, you know what, I don't even want the car, I don't want the part, I don't want this job. Good, new page in my life. It's an opportunity for me to wake up the next day, plan for that project, or apply for that thing that I wanted without feeling guilty. It's an opportunity for me to be free and not be with the wrong partner. It's an opportunity for me to start taking the free public good transportation without, in their case, without being stuck with this car. I'm liberated. And so in that way, or maybe in a totally different way, I mean, in the essence of this story, you will feel liberated, even if it's going to take a little bit of time for you to get out of that energy. You will be endlessly liberated in your soul. You will smile as you go through it, because you know you're already liberated, and it's only a matter of time before you will rise above all of that. And yeah, my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading. You've got a lot of 7s. If you're watching this now, perhaps it's, yeah, the timing. 7 is July. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, watch out for the number 7s. And it could also mean, for me reading your reading, that it's something happening right now. That's why you're meant to receive this today. So pay attention and investigate everything starting today. The key is there. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. So subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. If you're still here from pile number 2, I was shuffling the deck and I turned it around and it says truth. Is this not crazy? Investigate the truth. This wasn't even a card in the deck, and it just keeps pulling out truth from different decks. Unbelievable. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at a message divinely planned for you to receive today. These are the decks that I'll be using for your reading. Pile 1 and pile 2 were super interesting. Let's see what you've got. Yeah, if you're interested in knowing the names of the decks that I use, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce, thanks, your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Goldstone in the shape of a heart. Your significator card is the I Ching hexagram number 34, which is think this is, no. Oh, thunder and heaven. Thunder and heaven. Yeah, with the keyword power. We'll check this hexagram in a moment. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, as well as Gemini. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to find their piles as well. Seems like thunder is a big thing here. But, oh, and it says replace fear with love. Right, that's very interesting. Let's check out the rest of your cards. We'll read this one in a moment. You've got official person. The synchronicities today are crazy. Power and official person. So there's something about someone in power. And this could be like in your personal life or in your work, or maybe anyone official, really. Like anyone with power, I mean, really. Who, it seems in your reading, it's divinely planned for you to receive today, because it seems like this person might be using their power to evoke fear. But if you're in high vibration, it looks like they can't do anything. That seems to be a strong message that you're divinely meant to receive today, and we'll know why. So it says, the human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are constantly being planted. When you are impeccable with your word, your mind is no longer fertile ground for the words that come from fear. Your mind is only fertile for the words that come from love. It looks like love is much stronger than fear, and if this is your ground, that's the only seeds that can grow. So fear can't grow anymore. Very interesting. Let's see why you're receiving this today. It is a common theme that I've noticed as guidance these days. Have you noticed? So you've got protect the fledgling. Okay. And you've got the Enneagram strength. Wow. Under the category of impulsion ideal. The keywords are straight talk, vitality, fight, power, control, as well as courage. Right. Okay. You also have, wow, the 10 of Pentacles. It makes me feel like both are dark, right? So, but the path is full of blessings, you see? And so if one isn't aware that this is actually a path of blessings, they'll look at this and feel scared. It's like someone using that darkness as their opportunity to go, oh, look, it's scary. You have to listen to me. Do this. That's going to happen to you. And so you believe them because you can't see. But if you know that this is a path of wealth, you're going to look at this person and go, yeah, whatever. And they're not going to have any power over you. So they're using the darkness or the unknowing someone here, and we'll find out who this is, someone with power, to convince you that you're in some form of darkness. And just like the doorbell, you're actually in a path full of opportunity, and opportunities coming to you, and blessings. So hold on. All right, I'm back. So it's something like they're gonna tell you it's lightning when it's actually an aurora. Sorry, I just washed my hands. They're gonna tell you it's lightning when it's actually an aurora. Yeah, it's like they can see that you have something amazing, and if you're vibrating in fear, that's what you're gonna see and believe them. But if you're vibrating in love, they can't put the seed because it's actually a lie, and you'll be able to understand that it's a great opportunity, just like the doorbell. I'm thinking of like an analogy that hits my head right away, of a manager, for example, realizing that the person they've hired is the reason they have business at all. They're talented, and that's what the customer loves. They're like, I don't know who that particular person who works with you that does this job, but never change that person. That's the person that we want. That's the person we always come back and do business with you for. Who is that employee? We'd love to meet this person one day. And so the fears in the manager's heart, they keep increasing by day, because instead of recognizing this talent and partnering with them and giving them what they deserve, like asking them to be a partner in this company, the greed makes them want everything to be just as is. And so they come up with the idea that if the client never meets this employee, then they will stay the wealthy one. Otherwise, it is this employee that actually deserves this wealth, because they're the one doing this job, will take all of this away. So instead of recognizing that they're growing because of this employee and turning them into a partner would be the best thing to do, they would start evoking fear, not showing this person, their hire, that they are on a path of great opportunity, but showing fear, like, don't talk to this client, they're always angry, they'll get you in trouble, they have a lot of power, they want to do this, they want to do that. We're protecting you from their rage. So never talk to them, and we'll always be giving you what you need, because yeah, they're such a lot of trouble, and we don't want you to get into this trouble. If this person, I mean, buys into this fear, they'll miss out on the opportunity that is theirs. Not that anyone should take clients from their job or anything. I'm just making this up as I go. So mind the like little holes in my story. So, yeah, this manager scares their employee and tells them not to talk with this person. Let's say this employee will recognize their talent and not take the client particularly, but then they realize that they have a huge opportunity in the market, that they can start their own company and do this whole thing for themselves. Like, they're getting a fraction of what people are paying when they can open up. Oh, look at these two. When they can open up their own company and do their own thing. So something like that. It doesn't have to be employee. I don't know what the reading is specifically pointing towards, but all I can tell you, and it's divinely planned for you to receive it today for a reason. There is someone in power who will use their power to instigate fear within you, because they recognize that you are on a path of great blessings, 10 of Pentacles, right? Great blessings, only to make you fear that you're on a path that is scary, and for one way or the other, you need them in order to have control over you. But really, your reading is inviting you to be standing in your strength. And that's by simply not giving in to the fear. Just that. Protect the fledgling. We'll find out more about what your reading wants to show. But let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the High Priestess. Okay. You've got the World card. Wow, 2 major arcana right off the bat. There's something you're not seeing, and it's almost like take off the veil. There's something that it's time for you to see the truth. It's time for you to know who you are. It's time for you to end this era of terror and false power. It's time for you to reclaim your power. Three of Wands. This is a Portuguese spirit who chants, and saves people by chanting. There's something about words, what the words you say will matter. Maybe. Let's see. Three of Wands. What you say matters. What you say to yourself matters. Oh, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Minotaur. And remember how Cepheus won over the Minotaur. It was scary. It was the scariest creature, right? Scariest power back then, but it was beatable. It happens to be beatable. So I feel like with the Three of Wands, you're going to be like Cepheus here. Your reading is predicting like some form of prophecy or, yeah, some form of grand prediction. Like you will be the one that will end this power with the world, maybe, dare I say, maybe even to the world, or at least your world, your environment, your own personal world. It depends on how this reading resonates with you. But you have the power, is what the reading is saying, to beat what seems to be unbeatable, because that's a lie. And Cepheus beat the Minotaur with the help, let's never forget about that, of his lover. So perhaps this is kind of saying divine masculine, divine feminine. If you look within, and you integrate the divine masculine and the divine feminine, at least that's what I'm picking up for now. I could be wrong, with the lovers here at the background of the story, Cepheus and his lover. Integrating the masculine and the feminine, you win over this power easily. Each one has a role, but they couldn't do it without each other. So let's inspect. Yeah, it's like definitely with the High Priestess and removing the veil here. I'm seeing this as the veil of seeing, which is the High Priestess. Removing the veil where for you to see the truth. It's time for this veil. See, the hiding of the eyes. It's time for you to see the truth. It's time for you to end this with the World card. It's time for you to end this false power. It's not real. And that's by finding your own inner power first. Your own inner power seems to be not indulging in the fear and vibrating love, the lovers. That's the divine masculine and divine feminine, in my opinion here. So we can seek guidance. I've noticed recently, I don't know if you've been watching, a lot of messages regarding uniting divine feminine and masculine. Have you seen this with me recently? It's crazy how this message is so loud. Okay, I'll leave these two just as they have here. Perhaps they're talking about this world, right? Integration. So how are you guided right now in your life to integrate the divine masculine and the divine feminine in order not to fall into the entrapment of the false power here, of whoever this represents in your life? Because if you nurture, protect the fledgling, if you nurture that within you, nothing can make you see the false, and you'll recognize the aurora, you'll recognize the beauty, which represents frequency. The aurora represents magnetic field, the frequency. You'll be able to see your blessed path, because it is like the truth, the actuality is, it is a blessed path and not a scary one. But if you believe it, you'll fall under this control and they'll veer you off of this course. So what is the integration here? What does the divine masculine represent for you specifically in this pile, and the divine feminine for you specifically in this pile, in order to integrate? So divine masculine. The Hierophant. Yeah, this figure has been seen as, or as I've understood, misinterpreted as evil. The Baphomet, misunderstood. And it's interesting because the horns, actually, as I've read, represent the unity of the divine and the divine masculine, divine feminine. How interesting. So, yeah, masculine here, Hierophant. It could be talking about the corrupt power with the Hierophant. Yeah, how one is using power. Are they using power to bring unity, divine masculine and divine feminine, or are they using power from a place of ego? So, healthy masculine and divine feminine here is hanged man. The feminine is captured. It's divine. Hanged man means it's there. You can never get rid of that energy. It's divine, and no matter how much you keep it hostage, you can't get rid of it. It's gonna rise one day. So it seems like your divine feminine is captured at the moment, but it can never go. It's something that's yours. So if I look at these two cards, how can you integrate the Hierophant and the Hanged Man? Let me think. The misunderstood masculine and the captured feminine. The misunderstood masculine and the captured feminine. Something about you misunderstanding what the masculine energy is. An example of misunderstood masculine energy, it's to use power to get, when it's really the power to protect, the power to get in order to really serve because of the power that they have. Misunderstanding the power for aggression rather than for love. The misunderstood masculine power and what it's there for and what it stands for, and the captured feminine. That's a tiny dragon there. See, if you allow it to safety. There was another reading this week, and I think I've understood it quickly because of the other reading. What was it? If you want to watch it and expand, the other reading I'm going to tell you about now, if you want to watch, will definitely expand on this. If you want to learn more about it, there was an amazing reading that the card showed about the masculine and the feminine and integration. I'll link it in the pinned comment so that if you want to expand on the reading, you can watch it. So that in order not to waste time, it was pile number 3, by the way, just like your pile number 3. And so all I can tell you very quickly, based on the information I got from that reading and looking at that now, that it's the same thing. The reading was saying, give a space, a safe space, protecting the fledgling. Give a safe space, using your masculine power to give the safe space for the feminine to rise. So you want to use the power that you have, which is confidence, standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, not allowing bad behavior, this, that, or the other, to allow for the feminine to rise freely and not be captured. This is your integration, the world. This is your integration. Understanding what masculine, maybe there are some things that you can do that you choose not to do because you've deemed as bad, when in reality it's not. Maybe you're like, oh, I don't want to speak to anyone harshly, for example. You have that power, but you don't want to use it. But if your feminine energy is at risk, then you must use your masculine power. So maybe you don't want to be harsh, but if you know that the person is going to attack your, let's say, vulnerability or true authentic self, then you can already gauge that your masculine power needs to rise and you need to be firm so that your feminine is safe to rise. And so once it arises, the integration happens and you don't even need to think about this anymore. But for now, you want to use your masculine power to stand strong, to be your authentic self, to bring out that creative energy from you, whether this is emotions, who you are as a person, how you're playful, whatever it is. And it needs a safe vessel, and that's a healthy masculine. Healthy masculine is confidence to protect. It is standing firm when needed to protect, and so on. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. This integration will no longer make you viable to false power. And you still have cards here. Let's see what they're saying. If you do that, that's what you need to focus on, internal, your communication with yourself, your internal power. If you continue to focus these days on that, when the time comes, or maybe that power is there, or when the time comes, this will be like just sound to you. You're going to be like, yeah, whatever. You're not going to be afraid. And you will recognize right away the great blessing that is there. It's almost like it's going to be a time of great blessing, but if you're not ready to see it, someone else will take that blessing from you instead of you taking what's rightfully yours. So it could be a time of great blessing, but you can fall entrapped to think that you're in a time of great fear. Do you see? Oh my God, this is so interesting. Right, so let's see what the rest of your cards show. In terms of the integration here, by the way, these were, we pulled it out when we were talking about the integration. So let's continue to expand here. Oh, look at that, Hecate. Hecate, and the three forms of Hecate. So, Queen of Wands, representing three deities in one. Right, you've got the, I feel like it's talking about you have to recognize the three different aspects of you. You know, like the threes, the maiden, I'll remember. They're called crone, the maiden, the crone, and maiden, mother, and the crone. Right, the phases that you're gonna grow in, you grow your power. Queen of Wands, power, right? Confidence and power. Five of Wands, wow, facing the challenges, facing that head on. And Eight of Swords, entrapment. This is Baba Yaga. This is crazy. Okay, so Baba Yaga is known to, just like the maiden here, is known to bring sweets to the children in the forest and call them in order to later eat them. So there, it's an entrapment here. And if you don't grow your power, you'll be just like the maiden, naive to this, ooh, come here. I'm looking out for you. I'm using my power for you. So it is saying with the Five of Wands, you want to nurture yourself on the inside. Forget about what's going on the outside for now completely. It's meant to reach you. It's planned for you to receive it right now so that when this happens, you're prepared, just like the Queen of Wands, Hecate. You're prepared for this. You can win it easily because you recognize things easily. And so with the Five of Wands, if you face your internal world with power, integrating, using the masculine to heal the feminine, and to heal the masculine too, using the masculine to heal the feminine, that will internally heal the masculine as she rises, thus finding the balance. It's an internal struggle, and that's the most important thing. And so I would say with the chanting in the Three of Wands, it is saying begin, jumpstart, begin this journey of self-talk, self-discovery, speaking your truth, speaking your power. To the masculine here seems to represent speaking confidently. Also, communication could be body language, presenting your, be confident with your body language, be confident with your aura, be confident with your voice. Because the way you communicate with the chants here, specifically in your reading, communicate will allow for your divine feminine to feel safe to rise. Your divine feminine will automatically heal through its love, the divine masculine, to balance its energy into healthy strength. But that's how the equation seems to work here. That is what will end this entrapment once and for all. And you will soon be very well on your way to huge abundance that only those who can see will recognize. if you stand in your power, and it begins right now when you receive this reading. And as the reading is suggesting, stand in your power, like have strong, confident body language, aura, um, strong voice, strong, you know what I mean, right? For the feminine to have a safe vessel to rise. And she will do everything else once she's out. The balance will happen automatically. And these are the phases you're going to go through with the Five of Wands. You are practice, going through this practice to allow your true, authentic self to rise through your confidence. And as you go through these phases, you will become strong and whole. All the both aspects, the masculine and the feminine, becoming a new person, and you as becoming a whole. And the magic shall happen because Hecate is the patron of witchcraft and magic. So the magic shall happen. Your whole world is going to change. And so it seems like for you, it's a great time of great change. There's a lot of energy, and depending how you capture it, how your world will change, whether it will change to being entrapped by those who don't want you to see it, or you claiming what is yours, claiming what is divinely yours. These blessings are yours. And so to prepare for that, now is the time where you want to integrate the masculine and the feminine. They will help each other on this path of easily winning over the Minotaur. And it begins on the inside, not on the outside. See, it works automatically on the outside if you do that war within, finding the strength within through the integration of the masculine and the feminine. Because otherwise, if you don't go through that now, you will be viable to being entrapped and lied to and being led on to something for the benefit of another, making use of you and your blessings. And so, as you can see, it's not time to look on the outside and try to, oh, who's trying to take power, what are they gonna do? Forget about all of that. Just look within you, is what the reading says. That's the fertile land of love. The love here represents your inner masculine and inner feminine falling in love, becoming one. That's the fertile ground. Nothing, no bad seed can be planted within you if these two lovers come back again. The internal divine and divine masculine and feminine. Replace fear with love. And I have one last message that I've noticed here for you actually. 8-8 reminds me, of course, of the Lion's Gate, which is a lot of power, right? It's the Lion's Gate. It is saying this is a time where you can truly empower yourself. And so if you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, also make use of the Lion's Gate when the time comes to integrate the divine and the feminine masculine. Whether this is now or later, it is still your message. And I want to pull out cards to see what sort of ritual or what are you guided to do during the Lion's Gate, particularly for this integration. Oh, this is Narcissus with Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Well, if I look at the two, the Queen of Pentacles really indulges in living the life that she wants. She knows how to pamper herself. She knows how to take care of herself. She is the queen that would turn on the pretty lights. She's the queen, one of the queens that would put on the pretty clothes to feel good. Also the Queen of Wands. But she knows how to pamper herself, is what I'm trying to say. So if I look at these two, there's something about if you use the Lion's Gate as a ritual to take care of yourself, like try as much as you can, as you possibly can on that day, to prepare yourself a nice meal, to have a nice environment around you, self-love with narcissists here, like, it's, I don't think it, in the context of these two, it is actually saying like be narcissistic like but I feel like it is to fall in love with oneself on that day. Have a straight back, act, do all the things you want to do, whether you're going to keep these or not. Have a straight back, take care of yourself and feel your best and do your best. Put on the clothes that will make you feel great. Have an environment that makes you feel good, the candles, the flowers, anything like that that you prefer. um, do your hair, you know pamper yourself on that day. Enjoy yourself. It doesn't matter what others like. On that day, you want to focus internally and you want to do everything that makes you feel good. That's what's important. And the more you indulge on in that energy, perhaps that will help with a gate like that for the feminine to rise. Maybe that's why. The more you do that, the more you are using the energy of this portal, of this gate, in the best way to your favor for this integration. And yeah, my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. This was very interesting. Yeah, if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading.